And welcome back.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Mama Memoirs podcast.
Thank you so much for joining us in our last episode. We really have been blown away by the response.
Overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's listened, shared with friends and family. Please keep going. If you think anybody might be interested in listening to our ramblings, then please share it far and wide. As a reminder, I'm your host, Bex.
And I'm your host, Kat.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So let's get into it.
So today's episode is going to be myths of being a mama and other annoying sayings.
Yes.
We're going to unpick, dissect, discuss just a few sayings that have kind of cropped up for us. Yeah. They might have cropped up for you too.
Things that we were told in the run-up to giving birth, things that commonly said to us that grated on us, and now that we've had baby, even more so.
And just stuff that we really just found to be not true, or just an overreaction, or just to terrify you a little bit into being a mum.
That's got to be the goal. I think there's people who just say things with the pure aim of scaring you shitless.
And you're like, shit, what have I done? Yeah. Like, it's too late now.
It's too late now. They're cooked.
Yeah, they're fully cooked. I can't. Yeah. So it's really unhelpful.
The first one we'll be talking about is
when you have a baby, you and your partner can't do any of the hobbies that you did before you had a baby.
Yeah. Everyone I spoke to was, when I was out playing golf until about 8 months pregnant. It was definitely,
I mean,
8
good
months.
effort. How did you swing around the bump?
I know, people said that to me. So, again, surely you can't play golf anymore. You won't be able to get around your bump.
Watch me.
What golfer swings like this through their stomach?
Shows my knowledge of golf.
No, people said that to me. They were like, you won't be able to play golf anymore.
You can kiss goodbye to this. It's like, why? What part of having a baby means you can't play golf?
Yeah, you can't play golf. You can't go to the pub. I know that's not necessarily a hobby. I mean, it is for us. but you can. Yeah, you can.
You have a buggy. You have 2 legs.
You can't go to the gym. You can't go to the gym. They said because we go to the gym. We've got a gym in our garage, so we go to the gym together.
Yeah.
Do different bits. But when I had a moment of madness, I think, around the 2-month postpartum mark, and went, I'm going to get back into exercise. That's
jumped up.
Yeah, that stopped. But for those couple of weeks, we went back into the garage. We put Lily in her day bed. She had a bottle. She was absolutely fine. She was sleeping for a lot of it, but she was absolutely fine. And we could absolutely still work out. I don't understand this desire to make women feel like
once you have a baby, you cannot do anything else. Your life is completely over.
Yeah.
It's like, no. And also, I was thinking when people were saying all this stuff, when you do stuff for yourself, like going to the gym, doing your hobbies, it makes you a better version of you.
Yes.
So it makes you more able to look after your child.
Absolutely.
So why? Yes, you have to plan it a little bit more. You have to get a bit more creative. Yeah. But there's no reason why you can't do your hobbies.
No, definitely not.
I mean, it does count on a supportive partner, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. There are certain things where, so if you did go out to, I don't know, if you went out to the gym, so we're quite fortunate we have that. Fine, if you went out to the gym, yes, you would have to have your partner or babysitter look after baby. Partner being probably more likely.
Or you can go to, what I've done is a strong mums class. Where you just bring your baby along. Granted, it's not the same. Yeah. You have to time the feed right, and sometimes they just cry anyway. But even if you get 15 minutes, I couldn't walk after that.
Thank you.
So I was like, I think it was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I couldn't walk.
That's worked. But it's that mentality that you cannot do them at all, or you won't be able to do that anymore. You won't be able to do this. Even though I think a family member said to me, you won't be able to do golf anymore. Like, why?
Why not?
I said, you have a pram. I said, you can get a pram with like a golf attachment on the back that has the golf clubs in it, and you'll be absolutely fine and just be flying around the golf clubs.
Yeah, my top tip is being able to adapt.
Yeah.
You can do anything with a baby as long as you adapt.
You adapt, definitely.
If you just want to carry on doing exactly how you were doing it before, then you're probably going to have some problems.
Yeah.
You just got to be a little bit creative in how you do it.
And willing to take them along to things. That was something that we said to each other before.
You've got to risk it. It might not work. They might cry.
They might cry. Well, one of our hobbies is pub quiz. We absolutely love pub quizzes. and we go to them frequently. And again, people are like, oh my God, you might want to take a baby to a pub quiz. Why?
Why not?
Why can't you take a baby to a pub quiz?
They either sleep or you take some toys.
Or you take some toys. And then people were worrying about sleep schedules. I said, well, we've got a bassinet that there's a lay flat in it. At the scheduled sleep time, we're not really precious about it, but around the rough time where we put her to bed now, we put her down in there with a bottle, fresh nappy, and put down the visor bit that keeps it nice and dark, and she goes to sleep.
So she thinks she's in bed.
She thinks she's in bed. She doesn't know. Newsflash, she's a baby. She doesn't have any idea. And the noise actually helps her.
Yeah.
So we've still been able to do it.
Yeah, I find noise helps him sleep.
Yeah.
So when we put him to bed, we actually play music.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Like, it's bizarre. Or if you're out, the music, it almost becomes white noise for him, I think.
I think I'm a firm believer that if you give up everything that you had before, it's severely going to impact your mental health.
I think you'll just end up resenting
You end up resenting them, yeah. Because you've given up then not just, your body, your time, the change in lifestyle, but anything before that brought you joy.
Yeah.
Why would you give up everything? Appreciating that for some people that might be how they want to do things, they might want to change their lifestyle, but I think we're talking about...
Some people are happy with their child becoming their whole world, and obviously they are, but for me, I need to do something for me.
Yes, yeah. I think the key for me is just don't feel guilty and don't be made to feel that you can't do these things, that you can't go off still and enjoy getting your nails done if you or enjoy
for ages I felt a little bit not guilty, but if I went off and did something for me, I was like, oh, I should probably be looking after him. But then I sort of just changed my mindset and I was like, well, I'm doing this for me to make myself a better version of me. And if I'm a better version of me, then I'm a better mum for him.
Yes, exactly.
And that's how I rationalise it in my head. And I think you've got
to.
I think it's like all about creating experiences for them as well. The more things you take them along to, the more that they experience.
Yeah. We took her to the rugby recently. We took her to Twickenham, and we had everyone going, oh, "You're taking her to Twickenham?" And and they went, "How are you
tickets? Why the hell would we not?"
And I had to on the
pay for a baby ticket, or they're free?
They're free.
Oh, that's good.
So under 2, you have to have them on carry. You can't bring the buggy.
Okay.
So we had her, and she was facing me at first. And she was just slept. She obviously had her baby ear defenders on the whole time because it is quite loud.
Yeah.
It's not like a football game loud, but it's still too loud for
baby.
So she had her proper earmuffs on, and she slept through the entire first half. And then the second, she woke up at around pretty much around half time. We did bum change, gave her a feed, and she just sat through the second half facing outwards, watching all the fireworks and the fire.
That's like baby sensory class.
It was
on
baby
steroids,
sensory.
right?
And she had the headphones on still. She wasn't reacting to the noise, so we knew they were working. Every time people cheered, she was just still staring out into the distance. She had a lovely time. Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, you took her to the rugby?" Yeah, she was fine. Absolutely fine.
You got something out of it. She got something out of it.
And she slept brilliantly that night because she was exhausted.
Yeah.
She'd had a real sensory experience for 45 minutes in the last hour.
Yeah.
She enjoyed it.
So I think our moral is just do it. Find a way, get creative, and just do it.
Just don't give up the things that you loved, and don't allow people to make you feel rubbish for going out and doing things that you previously enjoyed with baby, because if you are happy mum makes a happy baby.
Yeah, that's got to be one of my mottos.
Yeah.
Happy mum, happy baby.
Tattoo it on.
Yeah, literally.
So the next topic is about going on holiday. We had a lot of people saying to us, "Oh, well, you won't be able to take baby on holiday for a while."
Or you'll have to take everything and the kitchen sink.
Yeah. Oh, going on holiday is never going to be the same again. And just all the scaremongering around generally going on holiday. But you've recently been on holiday, so tell us how was it?
It was, I would say, when you say going on holiday is never going to be the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same.
Okay.
But not in a bad way. It was great.
Yeah,
it was really nice. We managed to get a flight around his sort of nap time, so 1:30.
Yeah.
Sorry, just going back, we went to Tenerife for a week or 8 nights.
Yeah.
And so we planned, I don't know if that was planned or not, but the flight was around his nap time.
Convenient, lovely.
So he was asleep for takeoff. Although we did buy some dummies just in case, because I thought, I don't want to be... I know everyone has babies that scream on flights, but if it's yours, I don't know. So we did cave and buy some dummies. We did stick a dummy in. but he was fine. He slept for takeoff. I think he slept for a couple of hours. The flight was 4 hours.
Okay, yeah.
So then we entertained him for an hour and a half, and then he actually went back to sleep for landing.
Amazing.
So we were like, oh, great.
That's genius. Amazing. Good work.
Yeah, and packing, we packed quite light, which is obviously easier when you go somewhere that's warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember thinking, oh my God, what am I going to need to take for him? I'm going to have to plan this months in advance. Really, it's just...
Did you do the car seat piece and the... How did you get around once you got there?
To be fair, we were quite lucky in the sense that the grandparents were there.
Okay.
So they'd kindly... Well, they were getting a car anyway, but they kindly got one with a car seat. Great. So we didn't have to worry about that. Yeah. But when we were looking at it, we were thinking, well, you could easily just book a car with a car seat. Yeah. So if and when we go back next year, it's not going to be that difficult. It's just little things that you think, oh, they're just really complicated, but it's not. Yeah. And you pick it up from the airport, which is obviously where you're going to and from, so it's not like you've got to drop it off somewhere else.
And a lot of airlines are nice with the baggage allowance, aren't they? Because we booked a trip to Malaga at the end of May, and their baggage allowance is so good for anybody with infants. They give you something like an extra 30-kilogram bag on one of the airlines for the baby.
Oh, really?
To put in the hold, plus putting in a cot, a car seat.
You can take 2 extra bits of luggage in the
hold for free.
So one was the buggy, and I don't actually think we used another one.
We're going to have a buggy that collapses so small that it can go in the overhead locker. We're getting a bugaboo butterfly.
Oh,
and
okay.
It just goes
is that why everyone has those? I saw so many of them on holiday.
Yeah. They're tight. They go really small and they fit in. It's smaller than a suitcase, so if anyone was to say anything, it's like this. And it has its own bag. It's an extra 50 quid, but and you can put it in its little bag. It's neat.
Yeah, so we bought just a stroller thing that you put in the hold. It was new, but it was cheap, but we got it out and there was like a rip in it, and I was like, oh, I knew that would happen, which is specifically why we got a cheap one, but at the same time you're like, it's still new.
It's still new.
And it's got a rip in it.
I don't like it when things get broken. I've got this, and also when somebody else has broken my stuff again.
Who was it?
Why did you throw my things around?
But yeah, so that was actually really good.
It was easier than you thought.
Much easier. Like, we just packed normal outfits. We didn't have laundry, but the grandparents did. So that was handy. But if we went by ourselves, then we would get somewhere where it's got a washing machine.
Nice.
So we didn't really take that many clothes. Just stuff for beach, sun cream, and that was it.
Yeah.
Bottles and formula.
Did you do the ton of nappies?
Well, we took a whole bag.
Okay.
But in the end, we ended up buying some out there as well. Yeah. Because we'd run out.
And you can get stuff when you're out there. Most countries will have very similar items to here. Every country has babies. So
exactly. Yeah, that was our motto. Every time I was getting stressed about it, Ross was like, they have babies in Tenerife. It's not like they don't have babies there. They
do have babies. The only thing you might want to get is, I guess for us, is milk. We give her a certain type of milk because it suits her tummy, and she was getting funny on other types of milk. For that, we'd want to bring out a load of milk. Fine, because they might not be able to get it. But research, and you probably will find that most of the stuff that you use is available out there. And if you don't have enough clothes, you can buy them. And
it's really cheap. And also, if it's hot, you actually might not want them in clothes. You just sit them in a nappy, just to keep them. Funnily enough, we did take a thing of formula, but I didn't realise that you went through a whole can a week. Yeah, so we ended up buying Spanish formula.
Oh yeah,
which he was totally fine with.
Exactly.
Again,
so they have
even
babies.
Need to buy that.
No,
And if you're breastfeeding, then it's even easier because you don't even need to take that.
Yeah. So the moral for this one is, don't believe the nonsense. It's difficult to take babies on holiday.
Yeah, it definitely was different.
Yeah, it's a change,
We couldn't just lounge around on the beach.
Yeah.
But actually, we were talking about holidays, and we were like, well, actually, we need to make it an experience for him.
Yeah.
Taking him in the sea for the first time, and feeling the sand on his feet, and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think we're seeing it as more of an adventure, because we're now doing stuff that we wouldn't normally do, because you have to with a baby.
Yeah.
But
that's all part of the joy and the fun of it. You're giving them the experiences, and as a parent, that's certainly one of my goals. I want her to experience everything. I want her to see everything. I want her to have those moments of wonderment and joy in their little face. cross-eyed. That brings me joy.
Like putting him in the sea for the first time. Like, I'm such a water baby. That I was like, yes, let's get him in. And he's just not bothered about anything. He's just like, yeah, it's a bit cold,
it's nice. No, what's next one?
But yeah, I definitely would advocate for going on holiday and just do it as soon as you can.
As soon as you can. They say it's easier to do it when they're younger, despite some people scaremongering me that it's going to be difficult. But I was just doing it, at any age, don't be put off by going on holiday and doing the things that you used to doing before. Yes, you're going to have to make adjustments, but everything is possible. And I think we're scaremongered into thinking that it's going to be this massive undertaking and that we're not going to be able to do anything.
One thing I would definitely recommend doing, and I just found it really useful, is that I went and stayed at his grandparents a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. So I was au fait with what I needed for a weekend away. And going on holiday and having a weekend away is basically you need the same stuff, just slightly more. So in reality, when I was thinking about it, I was like, actually, we've done this a million times, so we're fine. We know what we need.
And you had an incredible time.
Yeah, it was great. I just came back with a little bit less of a tan than I would usually. I don't really tan anyway, so I mean, I'm not really losing.
No, exactly. You're not losing out.
Myth number 4 is breast is best. Now, this is quite...
It's probably quite a controversial one, because I think a lot of people do absolutely believe that breast is best, and I think what my experience is that while that may be true, technically and from a nutritional point of view, it wasn't best for us. It just was not best for us. I tried, I cried, I bled, I tried again, I bled again. I had her tongue tie dealt with very early on within the first week. She had quite a big tongue tie, dealt with that. We tried everything, every pump, the hands-free pump, the manual pump, the Medela pump, every pump. I've got 3 pumps sitting upstairs because I tried them all, and I borrowed ones from friends, and it just didn't happen for me. And I think one of the biggest reasons why my supply was just immediately low was because it was such a traumatic birth, and then in the week after, the healing was bad, everything fell apart. So I was so stressed out. There was no way I was producing enough oxytocin to get my milk flowing.
And even if you were, how much stress hormone is going to be in that breast milk? Ross and I always talk about this, because breast is best is a saying that I feel like I've heard a million times, but is it best for your kid if you're super stressed and you've got a load of cortisol in your breast milk that's going directly into your child? Surely it can't be best.
Any time that I was successful with it, so I went to a lactation consultant, I went to multiple midwives, and every time I went to them, they were able to get her to latch on, and it didn't hurt. But funnily enough, I don't have a lactation consultant sitting with me
24/7.
So when even when they tried it with me, I immediately started crying. And I was just so stressed, partly relief, partly stressed, but I was just in a state.
It's just really emotional.
It was really emotional.
Those first few days, weeks, is where you're in the biggest transition. You're trying to breastfeed, which I found hard as well. I do still breastfeed him, but we do a bit of both. But I can get him to latch on, and you're just everything is like in disarray. Like you've just had a baby, you're recovering. You're trying to work out, what this new life is. Trying to work out their schedule, trying to work out their cries. That sort of additional stress of you should be breastfeeding.
You should be doing that, and when you're not breastfeeding, you should be pumping, and you should be pumping this many times a day, and you should by this stage produce this much amount of milk.
It's just another level of pressure.
And it was I remember sitting on the sofa, I think it was probably after 5 or 6 days, and I was just broken from the fact that I wasn't healing properly. I was just sitting there and just crying. I had the pump going, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, you're literally just saying, like, I'm just like a milking machine.
I was a milking machine.
I'm not even, there's no milk coming out.
No, there's none. And every girl in my my other NCT group, they were like, oh, I'm up to 150 mil. I'm barely producing 20. And then I get to that cycle.
Shit. You're like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I produce milk?
Yeah.
And it's like, there is nothing wrong with you. Yeah. Like, you know, it works for some people and it doesn't for others. Some people will breastfeed up until they start, a year, or I was going to say until they start solid.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy doing it, if it works for you, then absolutely great.
But it shouldn't be made to feel, as much as it should be encouraged and celebrated that a woman can breastfeed, it shouldn't make women who can't breastfeed feel like shit.
Yeah.
And every time you go to the midwife, or every time you read even the back of a formula thing,
I read that the other day.
Breast is
best.
And you're like, yes, I know that, but unfortunately,
do you need to tell me?
My boobs aren't producing enough. If I could produce this amount, I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
But I now tried everything. It wasn't like I didn't try. People were like, oh, well, you just need to be more relaxed. Well, that's helpful.
Well, that's really helpful when I'm stressed.
Yeah. I'm really stressed. That's really helpful when my vagina is falling out of my vagina. I'm a little bit stressed. I'm really stressed. I can't pee properly. I'm quite stressed. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And that is okay too. So I think it's not to say that breast isn't a good thing. I absolutely agree that nutritionally there are so many good things about it. Your baby gets your own immune system, but equally there are disadvantages and advantages to both, right?
If it is stressing you out so much, you being stressed is going to impact your baby. At which point, that's what formula's there for. Like we use formula. Like I wasn't producing enough for him because he was so big, and that was stressing me out. I was like, oh, I can't provide for my child, but that's what formula's there for. There is literally why stress yourself out when there is a perfectly acceptable alternative.
Yes, exactly.
Literally in the shops.
Why? The bit that I don't get, that maybe people forget, is that formula has been created over decades and strictly engineered to be as close to breast milk as possible, but have all of the nutrients in it that a baby needs. So much so that if you breastfeed, you have to give your baby vitamin D drops because your body can't provide vitamin D. Formula provides that. I get that you don't get the antibodies and you don't get the same immune thing, and fine, but there are so many benefits to formula milk. And I also feel that there's that element of, oh, well, you won't bond with your baby if you don't breastfeed.
There are a million other ways to bond with them.
I'm very much bonded to Lily. She is my world. I breastfed her for probably, I think it was about 3.5 weeks on and off, so we did combi, breast milk and formula feed. And I'm very much bonded to her. To be made to feel bad because I didn't, and therefore I'm not going to be...
And if it's something your body can't do, it's like, don't make me feel bad because I can't do anything about it.
I can't do it. I tried. I can't do it.
Yeah, but equally, some people choose to do formula because
it works better.
It works better for them. It means that they can get more sleep in the night because their partner can do the feed, so they're more well rested, so they're a better mum. They can look after their baby better. Like, it is kind of irritating that people say breast is best. Like. Yes, it is best for some people.
Yes, for some people.
But formula is better for others.
Exactly.
It's really unhelpful. And I do also think, when they say what you're eating, what you're consuming goes into your breast milk. If you're eating shit, if you eat McDonald's every day, how can that be better than formula, which is nutritionally balanced, it's got the vitamins, it's got the minerals. I think you said this, fed is best.
Yes, fed is
Not
best.
breast is best,
fed is
best.
Is your baby fed? Is your baby well? Are they happy? That was the thing for me. Are they fed? And that's all I care about, her being fed and happy. And
did you find once you went onto formula, you were more relaxed?
Oh my God,
she was more relaxed because she was fed.
The minute Jai and I just said, and we made the decision as a couple because obviously it's his daughter too, and he has a right in how she's fed, right to say something. And we just agreed. My mental health is the most important thing because if I'm not happy, she's not happy,
Yeah.
And we both felt that we had done, because I did want to breastfeed, we'd done everything that
like
we
the
could.
amount of stuff that you tried.
Yeah.
I mean, having 3 pumps,
It was mad.
And in between, like, actually breastfeeding, which at that point is going to be stressful.
Yeah.
So, like, in between stressful event of breastfeeding,
Yeah.
you're then trying to pump, which I found, you know, once you've breastfed and you have a low supply, there's not going to be much left anyway.
No, it wasn't. And she was getting so frustrated. I remember her crying and really viciously crying because she was hungry.
Yeah.
She didn't want to wait for my boobs to sort of kick into gear. Even when she was latching properly, she was too hungry to be able for my boobs to keep up.
Yeah.
And you could look back and go, well, maybe if I'd done X, Y, Z differently, or if I,
you
there
just
are many
do what
things.
you do in the moment,
I
and
did
that's
what I
what's
did,
best for
and
you.
and it was a turning point for us to just move to formula. So it just worked for me to be fed is best. I think there should be promotion of both. Fed is best, breast is best for those who want it, and formula is best for those who don't. Fine.
Yeah, job done.
Yeah, done. Next. So the next myth we'll be discussing is this mantra that I had from so many people of, oh, you wait, it's going to get real shit when this happens. And it was everyone we spoke to. It was...
Just you wait, your life is going to be turned upside down, you're not going to have a second to yourself.
And it was at every stage. So when we were at the sort of the beginning stages of pregnancy, it was just you wait until she's in her 3rd trimester, she'll be nuts. And then when it was in the 3rd trimester,
huge.
Exactly.
Yes, I know I'll be huge. I've got a whole human inside my tummy.
Exactly. No shit. And then it was when you're in your last trimester, it was, oh God, D-Day's nearly here, are we scared? Trying to make you feel like you've just got this impending doom around the next corner. It was everything. And now we get people coming up to us going, oh,
just wait till then.
Just wait till
terrible twos, and you're like,
God, when will it end?
She's 4 months old, like 2 years is a year and a half away.
And also, why does it always have to be so negative? Why do you have to build me up for this negativity of we're currently living in this really wonderful dreamland and just around the corner we're going to have Shitsville? Why are you doing that? Why are you making us feel bad?
Just let me enjoy this moment.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody even said to me, oh God, well, I can't wait until they're, teenage years and start giving you back.
Or
12 years away.
Or they're like, when we were on holiday, someone said, oh, just you wait till they're on the move, it'll be so much harder then. And you're thinking, well, it's bloody hard work now, thanks, but now I don't want to say.
Exactly. Why is there this need to make you feel like you are just on the cusp of everything turning to shit?
Yeah.
It's just not
or
fun.
like that having a child is a really shit thing.
Yes.
I mean, yes, there's tough moments, definitely.
Yeah.
But actually, there's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, there's so much fun. Like, there's so much magic and joy in having a child, and what they give you is something that I've never experienced before. There's so much joy to it, and yes, there are tough moments. Of course there are, and this is why one of the reasons we're doing this podcast, to talk about those tough moments. But it's absolutely one of the most magical things being a mum. One of the biggest privileges being a mum. I'm in love with being a mum. It's
amazing.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's like nothing
so
I've ever experienced.
Fun.
It's so much fun. It's so empowering. It's changed your brain chemistry that you just you feel like this new person. There's so much good about it. And yet every stranger you speak to has this negative view of it.
Yeah.
And oh God, well, I'm glad my children are grown up now. Oh God, I remember those years. I did a Move It Mamas class where we do dancing. Yeah. And Lily was lying on the floor. And this woman was just about to, I thought she was just about to go down the same route. She went, oh, you girls wait. You wait until they get to 6 months. And I went, oh, I roll. And then she went, it's the most magical time. I went, oh, really?
You're my kind of person.
Yeah, you're saying something positive. And she said, it's the most magical time. All of those, months of them not giving you that much feedback, obviously smile. She said, wait until 6 months. It amps up, they engage with you, they're playing with toys, they're reacting to you. Yeah. And I honestly knew I had to tear my eyes. You're the first person who said anything positive.
Actually, to be fair, someone said to me, I don't know who it was. I mean, my memory's terrible at the moment, so I don't think I remember who it was anyway. Yeah. Someone said to me, oh, it only gets better. Aww. And I was like, yes!
Amazing!
Yes! Just everyone well, not everyone, obviously, But you do find, you know, when someone comes up to you in the shop or something, and there always seems to be like a negative comment.
Yes.
Like, oh, just you wait till the terrible two.
Yeah. And I find it was worse actually. During pregnancy, it was worse for Jai. So when all through I was pregnant, you would get people saying to me, oh God, when you do, and then they would look at him and go, your life's about to end. And just make this really sexist comment that somehow his life is going to end because he's going to become a father. What? Where do people think these things in their brain and then go, that's a really good idea to say, I'll just let that come out of my mouth. Stop. Just
take half a second. Why would your life end because you're having a child? Like, you've chosen to have a child.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not forcing Giles to have a child. We've chosen as a couple to have a child together. This is not like keeping him hostage to.
It's an adventure.
Exactly.
Like, going back to what we said about the moments where you feel like you bond with your child, like smiling is one, laughing is another.
Yes, definitely. When Giles made her laugh, it was the most magical moment ever. I think my back turned and I heard the laugh. What is that?
What is that noise?
And I can't do it. I sound creepy.
I know. When you try and do it back to them, you're like, oh God.
That sounds awful. It's the cutest sound ever. I tried to record it and I got the aftermath of the giggle. So it was her sort of on a giggle come down. And I was like, bring it back. And I have not been able to make her laugh at all. I've not got any giggles out there. It's Jai.
Yeah, I don't know, I've tried different things, but like there was one night where Ross came back and for some reason he was just sat on my lap and he just started laughing. And that he hasn't laughed like that, I don't think. Actually no, that's a lie. This woman on holiday made him laugh. I could hear them laughing out. They were outside of the restaurant. And I was sat inside. He'd taken him out as being a bit grisly. And I was just like, is that a baby laughing? And then I went out and it was him laughing.
So cute.
Yeah. There are many joys of having a baby. I wish people would just share those.
I wish they'd focus on those and stop scaremongering you into thinking that you are literally on the cliff edge of something terrible.
Yeah.
We've got enough pressure. We're stressed and tired enough. Can we just talk about the joy?
Just not, it only gets better. You're like, it's pretty good now.
Yeah, it's pretty good now. You must be so proud. You're doing incredibly amazing. Well done. Or, what did Thumper say in Bambi? If you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Just take a
just walk on by.
Bambi.
Yeah,
like physically stopping someone to then tell them something shit. Yeah. Like, why?
Why are you going out of your way to make my day shitter? Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the final myth that we're going to discuss is, and again, I think this is maybe a controversial one, but we'll discuss, and join in the discussion in the comments. Definitely. We'd love to know your thoughts on this one too, is babies are really expensive. So that is one thing that everyone tells you, babies are really, really expensive, and I guess what we were discussing is that they don't have to be as expensive as everyone makes out.
Yeah, definitely.
You can definitely get into the dangerous place of buying absolutely everything, all these gadgets, and spending an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
But you don't need to at all.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos before we had her on. These were the things that I was really glad that I bought, and these were the things that I just wished that we hadn't spent money on. And there were so many women with these videos. I mean, countless women with these videos of don't buy this, don't buy that, don't buy this. And I just took note, and even things down to not buying too many clothes for them in the first. They said there's no point. You will spend 2 weeks in those clothes and they'll be too big for them. Buy a couple, see if it fits them, and don't forget, the supermarkets are still open. They don't close down once you've had a baby, and your other half hasn't just had a baby, so hopefully they can pop out and get extra stuff if you need to. Don't buy the world.
Yeah, I actually wrote down a list. I think in the end I bought 5 vests, 5 like short sleeve vests, 5 long sleeve, 5 jumpsuit, like sleep suits, 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of mittens, 2 hats. Like really, and I think I didn't buy expensive stuff.
No, we didn't.
I think I went to Primark for some.
Asda, some of ours.
Yeah.
Nice and cheap.
And you think, And I suppose there's like odds and ends, like I bought some bottles just in case.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't have to be really expensive.
Have to be, and you don't need to buy into some of the, particularly some of the stuff I think around feeding. So there's some feeding powder dispensing machines for formula. So somebody else in our hypnobirthing group uses them, and they found them really useful. And they actually ended up having 2, and they found it really, really useful. Great.
But you don't need it.
Yeah, I think
you
that's
have
the
a
thing.
spoon and you can measure it out.
Yeah, if you're happy to do things in a certain way, you don't need all of the gadgets that they kind of make you feel guilty or make you think that you need to have. Even things like, changing table setup. There was so much advertised when you go to mamas and papas around, there's a beautiful, changing table.
And it's 3 times the price of a normal chest of drawers.
Just get a chest of drawers and do what we did and stick a baby changing mat on it.
Changing mat on top.
Job
done. And then once they're out of changing them on there, you've still got a chest of drawers that you can actually use rather than a changing station that it's not really going to get used because they're designed in a way specific for changing, but you can just make use of a normal chest of drawers. Just stuff like that. And to be fair, actually, when we bought a buggy, like buggies, I would say, you do use a lot.
You do.
And
they're like a car. Yes, they're an expensive outlay at the start, but you do get the most use out of it. You use it every single day.
But you can also get them, when they're in the shop window.
Oh yeah.
So they're like
display
model, and they're often discounted.
Yeah.
Or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like it really
vintage.
Yeah. Like it really doesn't have to be super expensive.
No. And I thought I would fall into this trap of, or I sort of had it in my head that I'd want her to look immaculately dressed all the time, and people would notice if she was in cheaper clothes.
They look cute and everything. Yeah.
And honestly, when you're going through bodysuits at the rate that she goes through them, because she's either vomiting all over herself or having a punami every day, it's just no need.
What would you say an absolute essential, apart from buggy?
So the thing that we probably use the most is her star blanket,
yes.
From Tuppence and Crumble. It's absolutely brilliant. So it has the little hat bit and sections for their arms and legs.
And they just look so cute.
But it means you can put them into a car seat in it.
Yeah.
Because a normal
they're a little bit too hot.
Yeah, snowsuit style coat's too hot, but also doesn't allow the seatbelts to go on properly.
Yeah.
So putting them in that means that they're just at the right temperature and you can tighten it to the right level.
It's just got so many uses, like when you've been swimming, just chuck them in that because it's so cosy and warm.
Done.
When we went on holiday, that's what we used every single night.
Nice.
Because we'd go out for dinner and he'd want a little blanket so he could get like cozy before he went to sleep, and then we'd just put him in that and he just was off. And then when you're changing them to get them into bed, you're not like it's just slightly definitely.
What about you?
What do I use every day? Definitely my bag.
Yeah.
Which it came with a pram.
Oh, did it?
Which I quite like because I'm all like matching.
Yeah. Coordinate.
But again, any sort of rucksack, don't need a matching one. I didn't realise it came with it, but any rucksack will do. For us, actually, these things.
Oh yeah.
I use these every day. So
is that just to keep it warm?
This is a Tommy Tippy bottle cooler, but it also keeps them warm.
Okay, nice.
So if I'm going out for the day and I want to take his milk with me, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be, I'll take 2, and then I know I've got basically the whole day, and I've got my milk with me, so I use them every single day.
Love it.
I think it keeps them cool for about, I don't know if it's 4 hours.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't know,
Pretty
but
good.
4 hours is like a morning or an afternoon.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It reminds me of one thing that I did, and this is a little bit extra, but it was 30 quid and it was well worth the 30 quid. So you're waking up in the middle of the night if you're formula feeding.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Because you don't otherwise have to go downstairs to get the milk out of the fridge, so we're going to portable fridge.
Yep.
So we've got a little portable fridge next to the bed. It's this big, 30 quid, and it holds like 6 cans of Coke equivalent. Put the milk in there, so all I have to do in the middle of the night is get out, might have pre-filled the bottles, they're ready to go, grab one, put it in, done. And my nights became instantly better. I didn't have to go downstairs to get the milk or think, I've left the milk out for just past the 2 hours, this isn't going to be good anymore, worry about it spoiling. No. game changer. It's the lazy mum method.
Yeah,
and I'm a
anything
massive
that makes
fan.
your life easier.
Yeah.
Having said that, we got this is sterilising bottles, so bottle feeding mums.
Yeah.
The Tommy Tip UV steriliser.
Oh yeah.
Game changer.
Is it good?
Yeah, because in the early days, Ross was making all the bottles.
Yeah.
And he'd be going down in the middle of the night, like taking it out of the, the Milton tabs, and then it just smells really chemically, we're not really a fan of. So he'd be like washing them in boiling water, put them together, pour the kettle, pour the milk in, like it was real faff.
Yeah.
But he found this Tommy Tippy UV steriliser, just chuck them all in there, it sterilises them, it keeps them sterilised, like stores them once they are sterilised.
Okay, yeah.
So you just make the bottles up in the night, put them in the fridge, and then you put the new ones in. Yeah, just game changing for sterilising. Although the other, you can get those self-sterilising man bottles.
Yeah, I just have self-sterilising ones. We bought a steriliser, didn't need it. We just bought man self-sterilising bottles and shove them straight in the microwave and they're done and they just get stored over there. Yeah, you don't need to worry about things half as much as you think you do.
No.
You really don't.
I guess it's just a lot to think about at the start, isn't it? But once you get into your sort of rhythm, you then realise that, babies don't need that much.
They don't need that much.
They're
they
not.
Really don't.
They can obviously be expensive if you buy into everything that everyone tells you need,
Yeah.
but actually
you don't have to. You don't have to, and you can buy things off of vintage. You certainly things like sleep
I buy
bags.
so many outfits for him off of vintage.
£6, £5 off of vintage, so much cheaper.
Yeah.
And you reuse family stuff. If you've got families and children in the family, we've got a lot of hand-me-downs. Use that.
I mean, game changer. I mean, not having to buy a new wardrobe for him. Not like buy a wardrobe, but like, you've got to buy a number of clothes to fit them at each different point. Yeah. Not having to do that. It's only small things, but it does make a big.
It does make a difference.
Big difference.
Pocket,
yeah.
Because the one thing, if you are on formula, I would say that is the one thing that they say is expensive, and it is expensive.
It is. Yeah.
Formula is expensive. So if you can reduce your cost in any other way, then just think about some of those cost-saving things. Yeah. Don't feel pressured into buying the fancy pants machines and
you really don't need
gizmos.
It. But if you want a steriliser, the Tommy Tippy
one,
banging.
And a fridge.
And a fridge, fridge and steriliser.
Done. They're the only things
to make your life easier.
Love it.
Would highly recommend. Okay, so the final bit of our podcast today, we're going to introduce a new feature which is called the shit sandwich. So this is something that the girls and I do at school, and it's the shit is the bad thing and that's in the middle, and then for every shit you've got the sandwich either side. So the positive things are the bread, and the bad things are shit in the middle. So it's a shit sandwich.
So sharing our experience of what that was this week. For me, one of the really positive things is that Lily can now fully roll over by herself.
Yay, go Lily!
And it's back to front. And
that's the hard one as well.
Hard one, and she just does it naturally. I sent the video around to the NCT group and you girls, and they were like, oh my gosh, she just does it so easily. I'm like, my baby's a genius. The only problem is she gets onto her tummy and she hates being a tummy time and she gets stuck and she rolls over just so easily and then goes,
stop rolling!
Why did you put yourself there if you hate it so much? But she loves it. It's like she's learnt this new skill and now she's frustrated because she can't get on and do crawling. I think she just wants to start moving. But it was such a incredible moment. She just kept doing it. She probably did it about 10 times in a row and we were videoing it again.
The video is so good.
Did so well. So that was definitely the good thing this week. Bad thing for us this week, the shit, has been she's really started teething, and we used to say to everybody, it's like used to as if it was years ago, but
like
last week,
literally yesterday.
We would say to everyone, she's such a good baby. Oh, she's just brilliant.
She's just a perfect baby.
She's a perfect baby. She just never cries. She only ever cries when she has a nappy change or she's hungry. Yeah, that's gone out the window.
Like, why did I say that?
Why did I say that?
When you say it, they then change.
Yeah, exactly. She's grizzles from morning, noon, and night because we think she's got all the drool. She's putting her hands in the mouth.
It's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah, she's really going for it. So she's just constant, and you can tell it's not that cry that's
different.
Needing something. She's just
like
in pain. Yeah, she's in pain. So that's been luxurious for our ears. So that's definitely our shit this week.
Get those ear defenders out.
Seriously. I use the loop earbuds or earplugs. I'm going to start using them more often.
What?
Yeah, what was that? What was that, sorry? And then the other good thing is we took her swimming, and we've been a bit scared to do it up until now, but my sister-in-law said that if you blow on a baby's face, they hold their breath. So we do, and then dunk them in the water. After that, obviously don't dunk the floor, just dunk and then back up. It stops them from going because they'll hold their breath as you dunk them in.
We'll try that. Every time we dunk him, he comes up and he's like
yeah, she didn't. She just came up. She did the. But she was absolutely fine, and she didn't cry. She really enjoyed it. So yeah, amazing. It was a milestone achievement. Like yes,
the dunking,
dunking donuts, dunking donuts, dunking baby. Yeah, that's the offering.
So for me, the positive is I managed to get my toenails sorted out. Got my trotters done.
Nice.
I got a pedicure with a baby. Girls, it can be done.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, that was really nice. It worked really well actually. I just sat there, gave him a bottle, and then he was happy because he had a bottle and also got lots of attention. So
yeah, of course. All the ladies cooing over him.
Yeah,
salon. Yeah, nice.
Worked really well. And obviously, just a new place for him. I definitely would pick somewhere. So that's my top sandwich. Shit is. He's not been sleeping so well, but again, I think he might be teething, and I think when they're teething, they don't sleep as well. Though having said that, he slept very well last night, which was nice. The whole week has been a bit like wake up quite a few times, which is unusual for him.
Yeah.
And then the last good thing, not the last good thing, I sound like one of those people. The bottom bit to my sandwich is finally got round to organising a little fitness class for us all. So we're going to do that next week.
Yes, we are.
And get back into fitness because you do odds and ends, but it's actually really
it'd be nice
to do something.
Exercise.
Yeah. So
sweat again. I love it. Thank you for organising that. Make me sweat and feel that physical sort of pain and exhaustion. I actually yearn for that now.
I do. Yeah. I see people out running and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to do that.
But also I can't be bothered.
Also, over that. Done that.
Yeah. I don't think I could run anymore. My pelvic floor says no. Even doing star jumps is kind of a no for me. I can do a couple and I'm like...
I'll have to bear that in mind in the fitness class then.
I can do alternatives. I can do the steppy out one like that. But
We've got lunges, so
that's fine. Yeah, lunges are fine. It's just anything with bounce. Trampolines or...
Don't worry, I haven't got a trampoline yet.
I actually have one of the mini trampolines in the garage, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's going to work anymore. We'll see. The joys of being mum. I need to just tone up my pelvic floor a bit more. I think I need to work on that. Another form of exercise.
Yeah, maybe I can do some of them.
You do lifting hips, squeezing. Yeah, definitely. Let's
integrate some of that. Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
So that is our shit sandwich.
It is. Well, we'll wrap it up there for today. So we'll wrap it up there for today, and we'll just give you a bit of info about our next podcast.
So next session is going to be our birth story. We haven't actually shared the full birth story with each other yet, have we? No. We've got an idea.
Yes.
So we're going to do that next session.
Share the truth behind birth stories, what it was like for us, share our experiences and give you the nitty-gritty of that. Then the next podcast after that, we've actually managed to secure a speaker who's a hypnobirthing expert and practitioner. She actually taught us all about hypnobirthing.
She did, and she was at your birth as
She
well.
She was my midwife.
Yeah. Yes.
So we've got her to come along and talk to us about all things hypnobirthing and midwifery. So we're really excited that she'll be joining us. That'll be around the 18th of this month, and we'll share the podcast not long after.
So thank you so much everyone for coming back and joining us for our second podcast.
You're very happy as well, aren't you, Maddie? Yes, thank you all so much for taking the time to listen to us today. If you have any thoughts, comments, please don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below. And we look forward to speaking to you all again next week.
And don't forget to hit save, like,
subscribe if you're on YouTube, follow if you're on Instagram.
Yeah, and just let us know your thoughts. We'll see you again next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.